Okay, so today we got something kind of cool. Two things, actually. One is a fan-made item, and one is an actual replica. So we're just going to check them right out. All right, so the first new thing is the 7-inch The Child figure, or the Baby Yoda figure, as I like to call it. And we're going to compare it to the 11-inch Generation 1 Baby Yoda figure. There's a second gen now out, which is a little darker green, a little more of a desaturated. I did a video on the two different ones, but this is the first 7-inch one released. And then, of course, we have a fan-made Wayfinder, which I'm pretty pumped about. We'll get to the Wayfinder second. Let's do the Baby Yoda and get that out of the way. First things first, Baby Yoda is 7 inches tall. And if you look at the face sculpt, the eyes are included in the vinyl, which kind of sucks because it does lack that, like, wow, those are different eyes. So I may want to cut the eyes out and put eyes in myself. The sculpt is actually, I think, better than the 11-inch one. Especially the front of the mouth, it looks a lot more like Baby Yoda. It has some little hairs built onto it and stuff. Overall, they really crushed the 7-inch sculpt. It looks great. When you compare it to its big brother here, you can see that 11-inch Baby Yoda has a little bit more of a child look to it. Like it's a baby, and it's supposed to be cuter than Baby Yoda actually is, whereas this little guy looks a little bit more accurate. Hands, same pose. I believe they were the same model chugged out. Of course, the nails aren't painted. I'll take care of that. Same on this side. What's cool about the 7-inch is that this Baby Yoda comes with feet. Now, the downside to that is he really doesn't stand well. So that kind of is difficult. So it doesn't balance well, doesn't stand well. So if you want your Baby Yoda to stand, I recommend you gut this thing and put some wiring together in it. But this is going to sit in my pram that I'm building, which I'll show you guys at the end of the video, that I'm building out of some egg stuff. But what's kind of cool is it makes 10 sounds. There is a little compartment in the back that you open up and you can take out the sound maker. And this is the sound maker. And I love that it's completely removable because it means I can take this and stick it in my big Yoda when I want to cut him open and make that. But so it's just got 10 sounds from the show. I'm not going to do all 10 because nobody cares. It's a really cool looking little 7-inch figure. I will review the articulated one when that comes out. I bought all three, so as they've been coming, I've been reviewing them. But it looks really cool. As you can see, it's just a little bit smaller than my redid Jedi Path. The Baby Yoda comes with a couple of accessories. One is it comes with the soup bowl. I don't know why it has 2 holes in it. Couldn't tell you why. The child does not react. This device does not react to the soup bowl, but it does come with the frog, which I think is kind of fun. I like that accessory even for the large Baby Yoda. So I think it fits. I totally am going to display it with the larger one. So I really am going to associate the accessories to the larger one. I am going to put this into this Yoda. And I haven't figured out how I want to do it yet. But when I have figured it out, I'll post a video on it, but it's going to be a very simple process. It's not going to be complicated. I may even just hide the thing up in the collar, to be honest with you. So, but yeah. So next thing I want to go over is this Synth Wayfinder that I picked up. This is a 3D print, and I believe these pieces are resin cast from 3D. Now, it's shipped from England, and as you can see, the package was hot, and so it got a little melty, and I got to do some cleanup, and I probably need to repaint this because it's glossy as shit. But it has some imperfections, some streaks, some little guys here and there, problems that occurred during the curing process. So it's not perfect, but I kind of like that. It's supposed to be old, and so it's not gonna be. So I actually think I'm really happy that it came imperfect. It's really just been hot glued together, so you could call that a hot mess if you really want to be a dick about it. But overall, simple assembly. It's been wired with a container that takes, it takes cell batteries the size of 32. And it's got an on-off for a red LED. The bottom looks pretty good, and if I get the light to shine on it, you can see it's been sanded, it's been primed and stuff. You get a little bit of the print lines, and as if you really get in there, you can see they didn't scruff them all out. So I got to go in there and clean all that up. And like I said, probably re-hit this with a more stony texture, particularly this one because it's so glossy. You're never going to see it because it's going to be face down, but I'll know it's there. So, but when you put the thing together and it's housed on the inside, it does create a very nice display. There's no way to turn it on and off without taking it apart, so I think I'm going to create a magnetic assembly system for it, because right now it just sort of slides in and it's not totally perfect. So I think we're going to use some magnets, but overall this is a great thing. The reason I wanted to review this is because this was like, I kid you not, this was like 20 bucks. The person really undersold themselves on Etsy, and it's a great build. And I'll put the video link, I'll put the link to the site on Etsy where I got it, but a little bit of repainting and this will go a long way. If you really zoom in, you can see the print lines, and I just fucking hate 3D printing for that reason. It's not prop making. You need to sand them away, you need to make them invisible and disappeared. Like, I should not see print lines. But considering how cheap this was in terms of what I paid for it, I have zero complaints. I think this is great. I'm going to have to do a lot of finishing on my own, or coding, or things like that. So I'm going to pop all these screens out. I'm going to redo this completely, and I'm going to make my Wayfinder unique to me. But really happy with this. I think it looks great. It displays really nicely. So if you give it like this, or you give it one of these, just looks really sexy on your shelf with the rest of your Star Wars props. And of course, the 7-inch, the child, looks really good. If you compare it to the Generation 1 11-inch, you can see there are differences. The head is a different sculpt. I love the accessories it comes with. I love that the sound matrix comes right out and it's this, because I'm going to put that in the big guy. But I am building a pram, and we're going to go into the shop, which is a mess, and I apologize. But here is the pram that I'm building. It's a big old sucker, and it was made from an egg that we're starting with. And so it's perfect size for this 7-inch guy. So this will actually house my articulated, the child, because when I pad it up a little bit, he'll sit just a little higher. But that just really is a good size for the child. So that's where Baby Yoda is going to go. I'll finish this eventually, and as you can see, it's just a very perfect size for the 7-inch. So we're going to finish that up at some point. I might as well show you. I did actually pick up some eyes for my Yoda, so I will get to that as well. Yeah, very happy with the 7-inch Yoda. Oh, that's something we can kind of go over. I started casting kyber crystals, and if we hold it up to the light, you can see that I did some cracks that the light will shine through. So I'm kind of working on this. Is actually a gift for somebody, but we're doing those, and we're doing these black ones now, just so I could kind of round out my collection. Galaxy's Edge was closed for so long, I had no idea if I was ever going to get more, so I decided to start making some. Yeah, so that's what's kind of going on. But I will post the link to this in the bottom. And I think the 7-inch Baby Yoda, it retails for the exact same price as this guy. It's about 25 bucks in the US, I think, right now. The frog is very interesting looking, with the one eyeball and everything. But your Baby Yoda needs a frog, so I think that the accessories are worth it. But if you take these two accessories and take the box matrix out and apply it to your Baby Yoda that's 11 inches, you got a much better Baby Yoda on the 11-inch level, plus the wiring matrix we use to make him posable, which I have to readjust actually, but he's still adjustable as a result of that easy mod I showed you guys. So now you've got a mobile Baby Yoda, you've got a sound matrix, potentially I can set the head up on a rotary so that can turn, and now we've got some accessories for it. So very cool Very good investment. I like it. I recommend all the above products. Definitely not upset about any of them.